Welcome to Horns Up. I'm Peter.
And I'm Animesh.
What's up?
Hey, man. And joining us today on Horns Up is Richie Cavalera, the singer of Arizona-based Incite. Welcome to Horns Up.
Yeah.
Richie. How are you doing today?
Yeah. Thanks for having me, dudes. Good conversations, man. Excited to talk metal with you guys, man. Super cool.
Yeah, I believe, as we were just talking, I believe this is the first time Richie is doing some sort of a conversation with Indians.
Well, Indian press.
With Indian press, of course. Yeah.
Like I was saying just moments ago, on this album cycle, we've had Japan and South America, and India, man. It's incredible the reach that the album's got, and the things that have happened from all the hard work, man. It's killer. Much appreciated to you guys, dude.
Well, you guys actually have an Indian connect, right? System House 33.
Yeah, those are
what have they told you about the Indian scene?
That there's metal, man, and it's coming up, and just seeing them, you believe it, because they're a kick-ass band, dude. Like they bring it. They're heavy. They're relentless. Good style of music and great dudes, man. Really enjoyed that time we spent together, learning a lot.
Alrighty, that's a prop to System House 33.
Yeah, I know they're in Europe right now.
Yeah. And they're actually releasing an album, so we definitely have to get them on the podcast. Animesh and I were actually
mental note.
Chatting about that.
Go buy them shits. Yes, sir.
Congratulations on the release of Wake Up Dead, Incite's sixth album. Now, before we dive into the album, you just played 3 shows in Texas, right?
Yes, sir. They were awesome, man.
How was it performing live again and performing new material?
Oh, it was so cool. We played the entire album, and on top of other classics, and just to be on stage after I think it was about 9 months, and man, it was just a magical feeling. Prior to the whole shutdown and everything, we were doing 200 shows a year, and in the past 2 years we've done 7. So this was like a dream come true, to see the guys, drive the van again, and just feel that special feeling of being an artist, man. It was cool. But I'm feeling it today.
Did you notice any changes after 2 years of the pandemic? Like, be it in the audience, backstage, or even touring?
I think prior to it, I had loved it and enjoyed every second of it, and now it's like tenfold. And I didn't think it was possible to love something that much, and it's cool because you just every second slowed down to where you took everything in, the sights, the smells, the vibe of your bandmates on stage. After everything that's happened, it's special. And if you don't feel that way, then your soul's missing.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around still the fact that you said 200 shows in a year. I mean,
we did that for about 5 years straight, man. And we were rolling, and everything was rolling into place. And then the shutdowns happened, and now you're kind of like starting over again at a band at our level. It's crazy.
I want to quickly touch upon the business aspect of things, right? I mean, when you go from playing 200 shows a year to 7 in the last 2 years, I'm very curious to know how things changed now that you are back again touring. I mean, like we've seen it here in India, and it's nowhere close to the US when it comes to metal. That the venues aren't there anymore, right? And there's so much. I mean, that would change. If you could just kind of shed some light on that.
I've done 2 big tours over the last year as far as like merchandise sales guy, and man, there's so many new venues here. A lot of people took time during this when there was nothing to get these grants and these loans and upgrade, and that's one thing I noticed, man. A lot of the old school shitholes, as you call them, they're gone, and now you go into the city and it's like this brand new club with all the same people that used to work those ones. So that's been a cool thing, I think, and seeing some of the old school people, still held on to their things, and, they're still there kicking butt. And, making it through any way they could. And, you know, the change has been felt everywhere. You know, like I say, you know, touring, you're seeing these mega packages with the biggest bands because, you know, there's only so many venues and there's only so many shows people can go to at one time where, you know, thousands of bands are trying to play all at once. And, you know, it's like everything else has a supply and demand, and we're over demand with how many bands want to play, you know, but the supply of tours is so small. So it's crazy right now.
And it's crazy that you say that because Animesh and I kept joking, what is it, in 2020, that with all the bands that are like not touring, everyone's writing music. And the last 2 years or so, a year and a half at least, we've seen so many new releases. I never thought of it from a touring aspect where every band is dying to get out on the road.
Yeah, because, you know, so many of the bigger bands where they have monster budgets, you know, they lost all that touring income. So them making an album, you know, for Metallica's or whoever, you know, did, it makes sense because they were going to do it cheap and, you know, recoup all that money from the advances. But, you know, someone like us, we don't get those. So we all had to go find our jobs and, you know, figure things out like everybody else kind of did. So I'm just happy that we've got an album out and, you know, things are rolling again and hopefully some big tour announcements coming up.
Yep, we'll get into that. I have to ask, starting to play shows, does live music continue to serve as the best test of new songs and new music?
Oh man, yeah, especially when you haven't played in that long. It felt like everything was kind of new, which was cool. You know, I think you play so many shows that some of those songs I kind of got burnt out on, but then it was like, damn, I haven't played this in so long. It's cool, it's fresh. And on top of that, having new songs, it was just like, dude, this is it was a blast playing those. You know, they come off so well. You know, I think we played so many live shows that we understand writing a song, corresponding it to being played live by us, you know, and that's a cool thing that we developed over the years from, you know, playing with the same guys. Shit's getting tight.
That's good. But I mean, you know, you did speak about more shows coming up. So what's on the anvil looking forward?
Yeah, next month, actually, we're going to do 2 more shows. We are hitting Gallup, New Mexico, which is a great metal town. It's up north, and it's crazy. It's one of them little small towns that goes off. And then we're doing our hometown, Phoenix, Arizona, which, you know, we haven't played in so long. So that's going to be a special night, kind of like a CD celebration for our hometown. And then I believe we're going to be off to Europe. So that's exciting. And hopefully we'll get to announce that soon once the big band, you know, lets us do that. So we're things are in the works. You know, so much focus went into this album and the release and, you know, all the press that, you know, tours were kind of just like, okay, we'll get to that. Now it's like, all right, we want a tour. It's out. Let's go. You know, so it's going to get crazy around our camp.
Now, a bummer about what you said is you're going to be in Europe, nowhere close to India, and Animesh and I won't be able to attend those shows. So for us and all our listeners, let's give them a taste of the new album, Wake Up Dead. Which track would you like us to play on the show?
My personal favorite is the opening track, Fuck With Me, Wake Up Dead. You know, it's got that Pantera-esque, just Slayer dive bombs. And, you know, it came from the heart of our influences. And I love the track. It's brutal. It's about, you know, standing up for yourself, letting people know who the fuck you are. And, you know, that you're just not going to take shit if they're a bad vibe for your energy, man. So enjoy. Thrash out.
Never be able to walk in my shoes.
right, and that was Fuck With Me, Wake Up Dead. Now, the reason our listeners can't see this because we're doing video only, but I had a huge grin on my face when you said Pantera, and you very openly said it, right? And I'm a huge Pantera fan. Listeners of the podcast, it's no surprise to them. But here's the thing, right? Like in today's day and age, every band wants to kind of distinguish themselves in, you know, their own way, right? Like there was a time, and
Yeah,
we've talked about animation. We spoke about this recently on the podcast, where you see cultures going into cycles, right? And I keep
yeah.
bringing this up, but like I saw a new metal tour being put together, and as someone who grew up on new metal in the early 2000s, I was like, wow. And you know, there was that whole time where Pantera were the shit, and for
Oh
you to
yeah.
just openly come up and say, because when I heard the song, I was like, fuck, they've like literally channeled like, you know, the best aspects of Pantera, like all of that, just put it into one song.
Yeah, we love it. You know, we strive for that kind of metal. You know, we've always, as a band, I think, enjoyed things that make us, you know, bob and listening. You know, it has listening power. You know, it's not gonna like blow your head off because it's so fast or, you know, so technical or so slow. It's just got, you know, that good balance that I think any person can, you know, feel. So we look for that. And, you know, the four of us, you know, growing up and the time that we did, those are the bands we listened to, you know, the Panteras and the Slayers and the Metallicas and, you know, Exodus and so many other great bands. And, you know, we've just strive to have our own stamp put on it, but also influencing and showcasing the people that got us here, you know.
Okay, so I have to ask you then. I mean, like one of the things while looking up Wake Up Dead, right, is that the second half of the album, which is like track 6 onwards, actually
Yeah.
features remastered songs from each of your previous 5 legs. Why like remaster the songs, right? I mean, why not just put out the entire album? And I'm very curious because, you know, considering for musicians, each track is like special to them. How did you go about picking one track from each album?
Yeah, I mean, so first it started, you know, so we had just released Built to Destroy, you know, about a year's time. So we were in tour mode. We had just gotten home from Europe. You know, we were playing Mexico. We had a US headline tour coming. We were focused on touring. You know, writing was the farthest thing from our mind. So the pandemic hit, and then, you know, we had to switch gears instantly to writing mode, and, you know, we did, but we took our time. So, you know, a couple months went by, and, you know, we were formulating, you know, an EP was our goal. You know, we had this vision of when we were, you know, still in touring mode of putting out an EP like every year, 5 songs for the next 3 years, maybe, because, you know, feeling music now, it's changing, and metal has to adapt. It's, you know, 10 songs, 11 songs. It's not what it used to be. You know, doing 5 songs like what we put together, when you sat down and just heard those 5 songs, you were, you know, shitting bricks, because it was so badass. You know, we didn't have to struggle with trying to find 5 other songs to make something badass. So at that time it was like, let's do EPs. And then, you know, we recorded the 5 songs and we were ready to go with that. And then we changed management. We changed our record label. You know, Minus Head's still involved, but now we were with Atomic Fire, and, you know, they were just like, we want a whole entire record, you know, and we thought about going in and making 5 more songs, or, you know, what we were doing at that point in time. It felt like we were going to rebirth the band, you know, like fresh vibe, but still show what we have done, you know, especially 2 years off, you know, almost 3 years between album releases. You know, it was like, we have to kind of like show what we're doing now, but give people a taste of the old. So, you know, we wanted them to feel a little more powerful, as some of them are nearly, you know, 13 years old. So it was like, let's at least remaster them. Let's get them feeling chunky again and showcase new fans that haven't heard. Here you go. And then all the old metalheads will be like, damn, these jams, you know, they're my faves. And picking them was hard. You know, we went through, you know, YouTube views, we went through Spotify plays, and then just kind of our vibe. And, you know, those were the ones we came out with that felt like it displayed our growth, where we've started, where we've come from, and, you know, where we're going. And I think it's a cool idea. It's different. It's a fresh outlook on a record idea, you know, something new. And that's never a bad thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's great that you took such a analytical way of picking those 5 songs. But let's talk about the first half of the album, right? The new 5 songs. I thought that like these 5 songs, it felt like a recharge of sort for the band. It sounds punchier, it sounds a bit more accessible, and that's a good thing. And because overall, it just sounds so much more fun. Is that a right assessment?
It was fun. And this album is 100% who we are and wanted to be. Like when we recorded Up in Hell, which was like 3 records ago, we had a vision. That's where we wanted to take the band, was that record, you know, some fast thrash, some punk, some hardcore, tightened up strings, you know, that was our vision. And, you know, we got a guitar player at the time that didn't have that vision. It was, you know, drop tune, 7 strings, and he just kind of, you know, wrote everything and kind of took control of that. And, you know, I think for a couple years, the band just kind of wasn't enjoying itself. You know, we were trying to as much as we could because we love it. But now, you know, having just me, Lennon, and Elle, and having a shredder that we can bring in is so amazing. You know, Lennon, you know, wrote most of this record, and that's a new thing. We didn't know he was riffing that hard because he's one of the best drummers. So it's like, oh, and you can do this. So now it's like being written from our souls of who we are and what we plan to be from day one. So it just feels like we're back on track doing what we should have been doing, you know, and it's fun again. Like you said, it's a blast, you know, making music with Lennon and Elle. And, you know, Eli was a great guitar player to use for this record, and it's kind of a re-announcement of the band.
Fantastic. Now, another aspect is out of the 5 new songs, 3 of them have video, right? How important is it to produce videos in this day and age? Do you guys get more new listeners through video rather than audio?
I don't really know. To me, when I grew up, man, I would run home and go watch MTV to see like the latest things. Like Metallica 1, that video like changed my life, you know. And then it was like B-52's videos were always cool, and so many things. So to me, it went with the art. And I think for a while, you know, people were just so confused on where to get music and how to understand it and visualize it because MTV disappeared. But I think since the day this band started, we've always tried to make crazy videos, from the What the Fuck video to the Fallen video, you know, Resistance, which is about poverty, to Rich. And, you know, then you have the new ones. Yeah, that's big to us. This visualization of the songs, you know, coming to life, a full expression of what that music is in a visual way. And yeah, it's doing huge things for us, listener wise. You know, our one video has been out for a month and has, you know, 300,000 plus plays. So that's huge for us. We've never seen these kind of, you know, views on our stuff. So it's a good, like I say, checkpoint of, you know, what's people are jamming, you know, what's exciting people.
You just dropped the mandatory Metallica name check for this episode, because I think we cannot do an episode of Horns Up without having a mention of Metallica. It's just inevitable.
Yeah.
But
if you play metal, you know, you have some influence from them in your life in some way, shape, or form. And they were big for me.
Totally agree, especially the video for one. But, you know, coming back, you briefly mentioned this, and so I just wanted to get a little more understanding from you. I mean, you talked about the EP becoming the album. What else would you say would have been the impact so far of working? And I hate using the term, but Atomic Fire is a newer label, even though like the people behind it have been around for a while, right? What would you say like that the impact has been?
Man, astronomical. Like, I'm so grateful and humble, and just frankly, it's like, man, when you work so hard and then something finally kind of just pays off really big in your favor of the band, is it's so surreal. You know, the press, the just outreach of this record, the distribution for people to get physical copies. You know, we're seeing people in Europe holding them in stores, and you know, all this stuff. We've never seen this. You know, and that's not a failure on our behalf, because you know we went with a label first with Minus Head, who's brand new, dude. When we started in 2011, you know, it's been 10 years now together with them, and you know, we built this thing from the ground up with nothing, you know, no other bands, just us and them, and tried to put CDs out and build this thing. And it got us to where Atomic Fire came in and, you know, licensed this record and took it and, you know, ran with it and had a goal to make this thing out there and visual. And, you know, I think them signing bands like Meshuggah and, you know, Opeth and, you know, Amorphous and all these, just Udo, you know, it's insane to be on a roster with these kind of bands. I've never, you know, we've always been with the smallest labels, no other bands, no nothing. So this is like, whoa, this is crazy. This is real stuff. And, you know, I've got like 5 people now that email me, and, you know, it's cool. You know, I've always wanted this to be the case one day when we got old enough to like understand it and deal with it. And it's been a hell of a ride, and they're doing a phenomenal job. And everyone there is just responsive, understands, you know, feels the music, is a fan of it, and is working their asses off like we do. And we love that.
Alrighty, I think it's time to play another song. So Richie, which other track would you like us to play, and why particularly that track? Can you tell us a little bit more about it once you select it?
Yeah, let's go with the latest single, Mental Destruction. I think this song demonstrates our expansion of where we want to go. You know, the acoustic intro, the chunky breakdowns, the pulled back lyrics, less is more, big choruses, you know, solos. That's Incite, and this song is a perfect demonstration that it's, you know, people that struggle with mental health and, you know, fight these things for years, man, and unfortunately, you know, gets the best of them. You know, I think all in some way, shape, or form have a family or somebody we know that's gone through it, and it's a sad decline to watch. And the song's just kind of focused on that. And I hope everybody enjoys it and rages and mental destruction.
the latest addition to the band is guitarist Eli Santana, and you talked about him. So I'm very curious, how did he become part of the lineup?
Yeah, so at the end of like 2019, unfortunately we parted ways with our guitar player of like 6 years. Just different directions, different vibes. Something we felt was necessary, and me, Len, and El now being together for 10 years, we knew Eli from a tour we did with his band Holy Grail, and something about him, we always just felt like we were going to do something together, make a record, or just tour or whatever. And this came that perfect time. He wasn't doing anything. We needed the help to do these tours, and then if time allowed it, make a record. And it ended up all working out. And he's one of the busiest guys there is, man. He does acting and theater and other bands, and it's just insane. So we were so fortunate to have him for a time period to get these things done, create this amazing album, and set Incite up for the future. And nothing but amazing love to him, man. He's a great dude.
So, we've spoken quite a bit, Richie, but I have to leave you with this question, which will, I think, kind of summarize our entire conversation, which is the band's first started out in 2004. Does it feel like it's going to be 20 years there? And how would you say like things have changed since you started?
I don't feel like it at all. Like, to me, it really started in like 2009, with that first record, that first and real lineup, real serious. Those prior years were just like, we were high school kids, and it wasn't real, at the time. It was just, let's go party on tour and just do as much horrible shit as possible. And then it was kind of like, snap out of that, I want to take this serious. And then I went out and found the guys for the next 2 records, and we built the beginning of this band, and hit the ground running, wanted to dominate. The Slaughter was basically a record that just was saying, like, get the fuck out of our way, we're here to crush everybody. And that was a fun period. And now I'm just more grown up, my body's more sore, but I love it just the same. And like I say, if it's something you do that you love, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. I feel like I'm really just hitting my prime, beginning my prime. My vocal prime has been better than ever. And I'm learning to conduct myself even more professional on stage and in the business side of things. And it's cool. It's been a great journey. I hope to have many, many more, man. My goal is at least 10 albums, and then I can figure out something else, become like a banker or some shit. Something calm and peaceful. Thank you guys so much, really, man. Really, this has been so cool, and so much love. And I hope to come out there and play, India and so many of the great cities you guys have, and the culture and the food. I'm ready to rock out.
Hopefully it happens. You've said it. Let's make it happen.
Yep. Check out Wake Up Dead, man.
Yep. Let us know what you thought about it after you've done that. As always, we're at hornsupport.com or on Twitter at hornsupport. I'm at Asmani on Twitter.
I'm at Trend Crusher.
And this was Horns Up.
Hell yeah. Stay safe, y'all. Metal.